순서 교환을 부탁드리겠습니다.
I would like to express deep remorse and extend a heartfelt apology to the people of South Korea, having humbly accepted the historical fact that Japan inflicted heavy damage and pain on the people of South Korea through its colonial rule.
痛切な反省と心からのお詫びを申し上げました。 21세기의 새로운
We have agreed on the importance of developing ties based on trust and mutual understanding, while we build a firm friendship and partnership for the 21st century.
한일 우호 협력의 장전을 마련한 것은
Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida told the parliament that talks with South Korea were ongoing and that it was not appropriate to discuss specific details, after media reports said Seoul was expected to announce plans to resolve a prolonged wartime labor issue between the two nations.
Talks are currently ongoing between the diplomatic authorities of two countries, Japan and South Korea, so it is not appropriate to discuss any specific details right now. The Kishida administration continues to uphold the recognition of history made by previous cabinets as a whole, and we will continue to do that going forward.
South Korea had proposed establishing a public foundation to compensate victims of wartime forced labor by Japan to help resolve strained ties between the two nations.
As part of the support for forced labor victims and their family members, the Foundation for Victims of Forced Mobilization of Imperial Japan will pay compensation and delayed interest to the plaintiffs of 3 Supreme Court decisions in 2018. I expect Japan will respond with comprehensive apology from the government and voluntarily participation from Japanese companies to our government's grand determination to create a breakthrough to improve the strained South Korea-Japan ties.
자발적인 기여로 호응해 오기를 기대합니다. 이번 해법이 한일 양국에게
I hope this situation can become a window of opportunity in history for South Korea and Japan to overcome hostility and conflict, and I think this is the last opportunity.
마지막 기회라고 생각을 합니다.
And now, victim groups have expressed their doubts. Under the plan, South Korea would compensate former forced laborers through an existing public foundation funded by private sector companies. The proposal was welcomed in Tokyo, but faced immediate backlash from some victims and South Korea's main opposition party, who accused the government of capitulating to Japan.
The apology and compensation from South Korean government and Japanese companies are shameful and hastily negotiated and don't reflect any victim's opinion, so it's invalid, and we are saying that we as citizens will protest against it.
Poor relations between the two nations have been a point of concern for the United States, which is seeking to present a more unified front with its allies against the rising power of China and constant threats from North Korea's expanding missile and nuclear arsenal. The disagreements over labor and women forced into Japanese military brothels had completely devastated ties between the two pivotal US allies for years. But now, the South Korean president has made a push to repair the relationships.